Let's take a look at the teams. Everton make 3 changes from that draw against Middlesbrough. Phil Neville back from suspension. Nuno Valente also returns, meaning they have the luxury of 2 recognised fullbacks today. Andy van der Meijden also comes back in a wide role. Andy Johnson and Victor Anichebe retaining the shirts up front. So once again, no place for James Beattie. Newcastle have Shea Given back. A groin injury kept him out against Bolton. Noel Solano returns at right back to replace rookie David Edgar, while Antoine Sibieski makes way for Emre, once an Everton target. Kieran Dyer likely to play an advanced role behind Obafemi Martins.
Number 26, Peter Ramage. Number 27, Stephen Taylor. And number 32.
Well, Newcastle enjoying something of a resurgence as we reach the final game for them in the Premiership in 2006. An encouraging run of form. Can that manifest itself in a European challenge with plenty of big names to return? Most Everton will feel that's exactly where they need to be come May. Brian Marwood, an interesting one this afternoon. Newcastle performing well despite a lot of troubles.
They've done fantastically well, Daniel. I think that Glenn Roeder should be applauded. He's gone on with his job, a very difficult job in recent months when they're under pressure. Some poor results early on, but of late they've shown some great signs of form, and that's without some very, very key players. And you get the feeling when Glenn gets everybody fit, then it could be quite a formidable squad. And look about Newcastle United that might just achieve 1 or 2 things. It's something that seems to have eluded the football club for many years.
Thing that Newcastle have done in the last couple of games is start very brightly indeed. They were 2 up in 7 minutes against Tottenham, 1 up after 10 at Bolton. Everton couldn't break down Middlesbrough's resistance on Boxing Day. Phil Neville and away by Ramage.
That's probably one of the reasons why Van der Meijden has been chosen today, because in a very young, inexperienced back 4, emphasised by the left back Paul Huntington.
Only one looking for Andy Johnson, who will get up to it.
Well, it looked a blatant push to me, and I'm surprised that Dermot Gallagher didn't see it. When this ball comes into the box, there's only Andy Johnson in a threatening position, and Anichebe does brilliant just to hook the ball into the area. There's the push on Stephen Taylor, but the referee gives a goal kick, which is rather surprisingly.
But who is recapturing some form in midfield. Now Valente. Van der Meijden. Excellent hour or so against West Ham earlier in the month. Trying to feed Osman there.
Well, Osman made a very, very good run in behind Nobby Solano. Solano just stuck out a leg. It saved Newcastle.
Van der Meiden's delivery, it's enticing.
Well, it's a great ball. It really is top quality. And I think Newcastle were in real problems if Anichebe had really got after the cross from Van der Meijden. He just held back a second. If he'd been a little bit more positive, Daniel, it could well have been 1-0 to Everton.
A little flash of what Van der Meijden is capable of. Arteta's delivery. It's Neville. Will be cut out by Milner. Dyer. Emre, who returns this afternoon after a sub-berth at Bolton. Here's Dyer. They're making progress, but Arteta retrieving the situation for Everton.
Terrific defending from Arteta. It's a very lively opening from both sides, you have to say. Newcastle doing very well on the counter-attack.
Here's Valente. Van der Meijden has taken up residency on this left-hand side early on. Now Emre, who did his utmost to spark the Newcastle revival at Bolton on Tuesday. Here's Butt. Now Dyer. Martins, and now Parker. And Carsley with a crucial challenge.
It's important that he made that challenge as well, because he's just lining up to shoot, Scott Parker. Decent return from midfield for him this season, 4 goals. Interesting combination between him and Nicky Butt, with Butt just sitting in the heart of that midfield area. It allows Scott Parker to get forward more, which is something that he hasn't really been able to do in his time at Newcastle.
Anichebe. Now Carsley. With Anichebe to worry about. Some complaints.
Well, I think Peter Ramage is looking for that a wee bit. I mean, he knows that Anichebe is a very powerful customer. And, there was nowhere really for Ramage to go. Conceding the corner. Everton are always a threat from set pieces.
Yobo looking to get up once more. Les got in there too. And out comes Scott Parker. Martins. He's a danger when he looks to run at you. Still holds on. He's got support from Noel Solano. Dyer wants it inside. Valente blocking the road.
There's always a problem. You could sense when Solano was thinking about crossing that ball at the box. He hasn't really got the height of a Sibieski. Amiobi's still out injured, of course, so really need the right delivery, Dyer and Martins.
Emre. And Milner. Solano's delivery. Carsley defending it. Started every match this season for Everton, Lee Carsley. Heartening after his injury troubles over the last year or so. But gets it back from Emre. And now Parker. Parker will let fly. It was awkward for Howard.
Well, he just dipped a little bit in the air, didn't it? I think that's what confused Tim Howard. It's a decent strike. That's what we talked about really, is Scott Parker allowing to get forward, knowing that he's got the assurance of Nicky Butt just in behind him, protecting that back four.
Well, here's Anichebe. He's got Van der Meijden and Johnson in the middle. Johnson screaming for it.
Oh, this is a big opportunity for Everton. Well, Anichebe just really lacking that experience and that necessary cutting edge. Good build-up play, the way they carved out that chance, and that's where it needed a cool head. And unfortunately, he picks the wrong option.
Everton in a hurry. It's Neville's delivery. Yobo looking to get up. Les got in now. Oh, what a mess at the back. Anichebe runs away. Well, I think it came off a Newcastle player last in the end, but what a mess at the back.
Well, he just went to sleep on the set piece. I mean, Phil Neville is nice and bright, and you can see there no Newcastle player really gets to put Phil Neville under pressure. Well, Anichebe is claiming it. There's a lot of Newcastle players in and around that penalty spot. Well, we can maybe have a closer look there. Well, it looks as if it's the boot of Anichebe, and he wheels away to great delight. And it was his indecision in many respects that won his side a corner kick.
Joe Yobo. Anichebe. Johnson unable to gather it in. Now Milner. Oh, he's done very well indeed there. Van der Meijden for company. Emre moving forward, but here's Martins. Now Emre. And Dyer coming in on it. Valente to make it.
It's a very clever ball, isn't it, from Emre? Fantastic play initially from James Milner on this right-hand side. And again, just looking into feet and waiting for the right opportunity, and that very nearly was. Good defending from Valente.
When Taylor was getting up there, it was won by Anichebe. dealing with this one.
A little bit unfortunate there. Stephen Taylor had just got himself free from Yobo.
Mickey Butt in there too. He almost met it there. Lee Carsley winning that. And again, Emre, Dyer, Huntington, Emre, into the side netting.
Well, that's a deflection. That should have been a corner kick, and you can understand Newcastle United's frustration. Trevor Gallagher clearly hasn't seen that, but, well, we talked about them not having height advantage, so they've really got to try and pop little passes around. You just see the deflection there of Nune Valente. The left back gets himself in the way. It's a good job he did, because that really would have troubled Tim Howard. Just see there, clips off the hip of Valente. That would have gone very, very close.
Here's Leon Osman for Everton.
He never gives you a moment's rest, does he, Andy Johnson? I think he's such a valuable asset to have in your side. Any team will just pop little balls in behind back fours, and you know he's always prepared to chase lost causes.
Osman. Keep up robbing him. Everton trying to reassert themselves here. Drop from Milner. And Solano. Johnson, with Anichebi and Arteta in support. Even go has worked. Johnson's cross. Everton looking to maintain the pressure here. It's Phil Neville. Osman, shooting space maybe.
Once again, great quality from Phil Neville. We saw it with the ball into the box that Everton finally managed to get their goal from, and we've just seen another example of his quality on the ball.
Dyer on the turn. Martins and Milner up with him at the moment. Inside the box as well. But wants it. Osman with the block.
And again, you can see that Newcastle reluctant to play a ball into the box unless they can provide the right quality. Into Dyer and Martins. They don't want to just hit long, hopeful balls in there, because they know the likes of Yobo and Lescott will deal with those all day long. It's been a hugely entertaining first half, hasn't it? There's been some terrific football from both sides.
Anichebi looking to set Arteta away. New race here. Phil Neville has got an important foot in there. That's excellent play. And Van der Meijden!
I think it's Andy Johnson that might have just got the first touch on that near post. The linesman's flag up. A tremendous foraging here. I mean, this ball looked as if it was going to go out of play, and Arteta never gave it up. He manages to just keep it in. And then once again, Phil Neville initially just hustling and then winning the ball back. It's a fabulous ball across the face of the goal. I think Van der Meijden is initially in an offside position when the ball came in from Neville, but he has been such a source of inspiration on that right hand side, Phil Neville. Van der Meijden very nearly punishing Newcastle.
Parker. Milner. Solano looking to set Milner away. Valente in the way. Osman. Arteta looking to stab it through. Neville. Reliable source so far. Fancy the strike.
That's a decent one. Once he's got himself into his shooting position, I think it's a little bit too comfortable for him. Someone's really got to try and close him down.
Here's Emre. Newcastle trying to fashion that opening they need. Solano, now Milner. Got the delivery, Martins is up! Howard making the save.
That's a terrific jump from Obafemi Martins. And this comes from the power in his legs, really. It's a ball in from Milner. And really, Martins has still got an awful lot to do, and you really would have fancied Joseph Yobo. It's his Nigerian teammate, but Martins leaps superbly well. And then directs a header that Tim Howard is just grateful to push around the post.
Huntington looking to get up there. Whistle drop for Parker. Valente behind, and the pressure maintained.
And they've had their moments, haven't they, Newcastle, in this first half. Done well from set pieces, talked about really the height advantage that Everton possess in these situations, but Newcastle have carved out a couple of decent chances for themselves.
Carsley winning that comfortably. Drop for Johnson. Taylor will win it. Need to be the goal scorer. Looking to get Arteta away again.
William Taylor's doing better and better week in, week out now, getting a regular run in this Newcastle side. So that will be an interesting start, is the amount of players that have actually played in Newcastle United's back four this season. When you think of all the injuries they've had, and now you're talking about midfield players playing in there.
We'll start counting now, we might be here all day. Osman trying to fight for it and win it back, but concedes a free kick. Oh, and a bit of afters between Anichebe and Nicky Butt here.
It's a bit of a mismatch, isn't it? There's going to be a couple of yellow cards issued here. Well, for Anichebe, he doesn't retreat quick enough and far enough for Nicky Butt to get on with a free kick. And Nicky Butt is going to get a yellow card, but it looks as if he's escaped the wrath of Dermot Gallagher, which is a little bit of a surprise.
And now Martins. As we close in on the half-time interval, we've got 3 minutes left. Solano. Dyer bursting in there. Osman with the challenge, it's given.
Well, I talked about the ball into the box needs to be of the right quality and has to be extremely precise, and that's what Newcastle came up with. I tell you what I don't like to see is Emre now is looking for the referee to issue a red card.
The game is in, well, it already is boiling over.
Well, and that's because Emre has gone across, and he is the instigator of trying to get Dermot Gallagher to send players off, and you can understand the feelings there of the Everton players. Now, as Emre has no need to get involved in that. Dermot Gallagher is an extremely experienced referee, and he can deal with it. I think he gets the decision right, because Dyer looks as if he's scampering into the box. Leon Osman looks as if he's come across Dyer. And now Emre's got to be careful, because he's already had a yellow card, and he could quite easily get a red here.
Well, at the very least, there are going to be strong words here from Dermot Gallagher. A word. Matador, the linesman. This has all calmed down. We've still got a penalty kick to deal with here.
Oh, we have, and I think that Dermot Gallagher, with his experience, just looks as if the talking to is enough for Emre. Well, he's just apologising to one or two Everton players, and he's every right to, because I hate to see that. That's something that we need to get rid of.
Johnny Lescott not in any sort of mood to accept an apology.
Well, let's get back to the incident that led to that penalty, and I think it is. I don't think that Osman makes any real contact. Brilliant play from Kieran Dyer, just look at the referee, he's got the perfect position to make that decision. Well, Obafemi Martin's in brilliant form for Newcastle United, has a great chance to bring his side level.
He scored one against Reading, but he completely messes it up against Everton. What a terrible miss.
Oh, it's a horrendous penalty. I can't say any more than that, and Glenn Roeder knows that he ought to have converted. He won't remonstrate with his number 9 too much because he knows he's been in brilliant form of late, but this is high and wide and not particularly handsome. Both managers will be probably pleased really with their side's first half performances.
Well, Goodison is lively, it is a great atmosphere. It's a bit of a cauldron at the moment. Here's Anichebe again, looking to make himself a menace for Newcastle. Not tracking him there. Scott winning that. Now Arteta, Anichebe. Lovely feet from Arteta. Now Neville. Another appeal for everything.
Well, the atmosphere is terrific now, of course. Dermot Gallagher gave that penalty to Newcastle United. And these Everton faithful are desperate for him to even the score.
Arteta goes down and Everton will get a free kick. Emre is walking a tightrope.
He'll have to be very careful. I'm sure that the manager will be having a few words with him. He's experienced enough to know that he could quite easily get himself into further trouble, and Newcastle could be down to 10 men.
Arteta's delivery. Newcastle not quite escaped because there's Van der Meijden. Lescott. On by Parker. And Dermot Gallagher brings an absorbing first half to a close. Victor Anichebe with his first Premiership goal of the season gives Everton a half-time lead, but Newcastle should be on level terms. Obafemi Martins with a horrendous miss from the penalty spot. The game has threatened to boil over at times. There's been plenty for Dermot Gallagher to deal with. Emre may feel he's a little fortunate to still be involved in this match. He's already on a yellow card and walking a real tightrope. It certainly has been eventful at Goodison Park. At the break here, it's Everton 1, Newcastle United 0. Everton leading, but they'll feel probably fortunate to be as we go into the second 45, and let's hope it's every bit as entertaining as the first. Linesman with a less costly foul there, and that gave away the penalty kick, which Newcastle were unable to put away. And Valente with James Milner hoping to give him a problem.
It's an ambitious ball, wasn't it, from Nicky Butt? Just trying to get James Milner 1v1 against Nuno Valente. A decent battle that in the first half, but Nicky Butt now playing as a centre-back.
Years though since Newcastle won at Goodison Park. From a trailing position, all the more difficult.
They've got to chase the game, haven't they, Newcastle? Got to get back into it. Certainly showed signs of that. Of course, Everton will be hoping that they can just exploit maybe the pace of Andy Johnson in behind.
So they're trying to do here. Johnson. By Huntington. Osman trying to cause a problem. Van der Meijden! Oh, Given responding.
must admit my first reaction was Van der Meijden looked as if he was in an offside position. The linesman's flag didn't go up until Andy Johnson made contact, but he's very well here, Johnson. Working hard again, as we've seen it all during the course of this game. Well, Nicky Butt is the player that's playing him onside, so it's a good spot from the linesman. Stephen Taylor had his hand in the air. He expected that flag to go up much sooner.
Yobo a little loose. Emre in close attendance, and Emre a little bit of pain.
David Moyes is waving anxiously at one or two of his players to just get forward a little bit more and push up. The moment he feels that probably Newcastle have got too much room just to pick out little passes.
Oh, and Emre and Lescott in the challenge there. Lescott coming out on top. Just about. There's Milner.
I think the referee might go back to this. I think he just pointed out to Jolie and Lescott he'd deal with it when the ball went out of play. But again, just very sensible refereeing from Dermot Gallagher. There's so many now that want to issue yellow cards. That might have been a little bit of an overspill from what happened at the end of the first half.
Against the front at the moment. Dyer to retrieve. Sobieski. Milner. It opens up for Milner! Howard makes a save, but it's got to be put away. Oh, Martins.
They're getting each other's way, Martins and Stephen Taylor. And Martins is absolutely furious with his centre-back. What a big chance this is. Great ball from Nicky Butt into the feet of Sobieski. Fantastic strike that was saved initially very well, but Tim Howard might feel that he should have done better in punching it away. But what another big opportunity this is for Newcastle United. They had the penalty right at the end of the first half, and I think that's Stephen Taylor's because he's the one that's coming onto it. Obafemi Martins might disagree, probably feels it should have been his, and in the end they both managed to get in each other's way.
Osman got his head in there. Now here's Anichebe. Defending the situation. Now Arteta. He's got such magical feet. Neville. Huntington able to tidy up, but Arteta try and fashion something again. He's got away from two in the end.
Well, he had no right really to work his way out of a very tight situation. Won himself a corner. Well, fabulous play. Once again showing great footwork. Mikel Arteta. And also a huge degree of determination.
Well, they don't lack for that round here. The header comes in from Johnson, and Anichebe again! And Newcastle so on top at the start of this second half, but Everton punished them once more.
Well, I always felt that Newcastle might just have problems against the height advantage that Everton possessed from set pieces. But have a look at the header near post. Who's marking Andy Johnson? I mean, no one really comes and deals with it, and Anichebe once again showing great ability in a very tight area. It was his header initially that hit the bar, and once again great perseverance from the big striker that's earned him 2 goals today. They thought they got lucky, Newcastle, but they couldn't quite find enough bodies to get in the way of the youngster's strike. But there'll be big question marks asked of that Newcastle defence and the way that Andy Johnson got that free header in the near post.
Enormous task for his team, but well, the way they've performed so far, they would think they would make more chances. Sobieski here, and Parker, the flag is up.
Terrific distribution again from Nicky Butt. He's done this on 4 or 5 occasions where he's picked out the front man with great quality. And Scott Parker, you can see there, just desperate to get forward as he flicks it. Well, he's offside, just. It's a close run thing, but again, Newcastle showing that they can create chances.
Nicky Butt, the architect there. Johnson giving him a problem at the other end. As Johnson got himself a free kick.
Again, showing great endeavour, isn't he, Andy Johnson? Prepared to chase lost causes, no matter where it is on the football field. He's a great out to have, you know. Nicky Butt probably feels a little bit unfortunate in terms of giving that free kick away, but again, another set piece for Newcastle to deal with.
It was more a case of Johnson winning that free kick than not giving it away. It's Neville! Oh! It's wrapped up surely now, and Phil Neville scores his first goal for Everton.
Well, it looks to me it's every bit a miss-hit from Phil Neville, but it doesn't matter how they go in, because the flight of the ball is a difficult one for Shay Given to deal with. And it's amazing because Everton really are up against it at 1-0, and then they get the goal from Anchibi, and then that one there from Phil Neville is just touched in from Shay Given. You can see he almost kicks it from one foot to another, and the ball just loops up, and it really does affect the flight of the ball, and Shay Given can only get fingertips to it, can't get the ball away to safety. And Phil Neville, who's had an outstanding game, certainly contributed to Anchibi's first goal. You'd have to say wraps it up now for Everton. Change the way they play a wee bit, Everton, because they know they haven't got that forceful running of Andy Johnson in behind, so they probably have to play the feet a little bit more.
There's Osman now to Van der Meijden. And Lescott. Half-hearted cries of shoot from the Everton support. It's a foul by Parker on Osman.
Sure whether Phil Neville could replicate that technique that got him the goal, Dan, to be honest.
Takes years of coaching. Almeida losing his footing. Now Kieran Dyer. Newcastle will be wondering how they haven't scored at the very least in this game. Emre going down to the great joy of the bulk of the Everton support. Looked as though his heels were clipped initially there, but he kept going. Here's Van der Meijden. Now Osman.
Two lively challenges flying in, isn't it, from both sides? Referee Dermot Gallagher's had to be on his toes in terms of being extremely watchful. What is a yellow card and what is a fair challenge?
It's been bubbling under this game, to say the least, at times. Just kept the lid on it.
Just wonder whether Newcastle's frustration of being 3-0 down might just boil over with one or two of their players.
Phil Neville sought out Van der Meijden and found him. Parker. Emre. Parker. Quarter of an hour. Sobieski the target there.
Good defending again from Joseph Yobo. Finds himself 1v1 against Sobieski. It was a difficult one because Sobieski's really backing into him. Once again, great power and strength.
Well, Sobieski on to add a bit of aerial presence, but Everton have proved more than a match in that respect. Davis waiting to come on for Everton. There's Kieran Dyer. Reaches Parker. And Milner. Half-hearted appeal for handball against Nuno Valente.
Once again, it's a good effort from Newcastle just to get forward. Must be extremely disillusioned at the moment, find themselves 3-0 down in a game that I have to say probably doesn't warrant them being in that position.
Between Emre and Sobieski. Under pressure from Martins and from Emre. Martins to win it back for Newcastle. But couldn't win it back despite numerous attempts. Sobieski, Dyer, Sobieski!
Again, another well-worked opening by Newcastle United. Played some very good football, and they've certainly played their part in what has been a hugely entertaining football match. Again, good build-up. Scott Parker just slipping a little ball into the feet of Sobieski. Just a snapshot that he just pulls the neck off it a wee bit, just drags it wide of Tim Howard's right-hand side.
And replacing him, number 35, Matty Patterson.
I understand the substitution of Kieran Dyer, of course, still working his way back to full match fitness, but it'll be encouraging that Glenn Roeder has got a decent amount of time on the pitch from him. Say that he's contributed to this football match.
Simon Davis. Almost losing his footing there. Away by Stephen Taylor.
An unsung hero, isn't he, for Everton, Lee Carsley? He really has policed that area just in front of his two centre-backs extremely well. A big contribution to this Everton team these days. Probably felt not that long ago that he might have been out of Goodison Park, but the main player now for Everton.
Here's Valente. Oh, and a free kick. Solano into the challenge.
He's certainly looking for it, isn't he, Valente? He's got too much space to work in and just pops the ball past Novi Solano, but once you raise your arms, there's going to be a problem. The referee's not to give it. The likes of Lescott getting forward alongside James Beattie. Don't fancy their chances if they can get a decent delivery.
Right across the face, and it was just waiting for Julian Lescott to knock it in.
Well, how's that not got in? Brilliant ball though from Arteta. Great direction, difficult to defend, and then Lescott finds himself just ahead of Sobieski, and all he's really got to do is just get a decent contact, but makes a huge hash of it at the far post.
Ruthlessly, if you like, done exactly what they couldn't do on Tuesday. For more here, Valente. It's in towards Beattie, it was a dangerous one.
He does well in the end, you know, Nicky, but this is an awful one to deal with if you're a defender. Great ball in from Valente, got pace, direction, good run from James Beattie, just getting himself to the near post, and well, certainly should have merited a corner.
Should have had a corner. Arteta will try and help Everton put that behind them by trying to manufacture another opportunity. Can't do so. Here's Emre. Too much for Milner.
frustrating afternoon, hasn't it? We've just played on the edge of this game.
Sobieski presented with that, really. Martins shimmy away from Osman. See the frustration. Given dealing with that. As well. But, Everton taking their foot off the gas. I respect that they will still put you under plenty of pressure. Advantage played by Dermot Gallagher, but it won't be that time.
I think Scott Parker's going to find himself in the referee's notebook, and there's probably a combination of 3 or 4 challenges that the referee is allowed to go, but this time he can't afford that. Clear foul on Arteta gives Everton again a decent position to get that free kick into the danger area. We saw about 5 minutes earlier Jolyon Lescott have a decent chance.
And it's right across for Yobo! Scoring against Newcastle.
I think everybody was expecting the right foot of Arteta, and Valenti just steps up with his left foot and curls it in to that far post, and Yobo just caught back on his heels a wee bit.
Yobo scored the winner against Newcastle last season here. Taking another. But
it's unlike him, his distribution has normally been very good from back to front. Nicky Butt slotted into that centre-back role particularly well.
Emre, Milner, Newcastle fashion. Some consolation.
Just had too much height, the ball from James Milner. Again, Newcastle getting forward in good numbers. Waiting for that right delivery.
Beattie to give chase. Now Martins. It's clipped by Osman, who's been a fairly persistent offender this afternoon. Sure, if that we've put it there. There's Emre. For a moment, advantage played. Patterson thwarted by Carsley.
Once again, terrific play from Lee Carsley. Talked already in the second half, his contribution has been absolutely immense. This Everton side.
They call him Everton's Makalele. Claiming that under no real trouble. It's a comfortable scoreline for Everton.
Certainly want to mount a European challenge, won't they? And youngsters like Anachebi coming through, James Vaughan, who isn't on the bench, not involved today, another player with great potential, but David Moyes has done a fantastic job here at Everton Football Club.
Chopped and changed to an extent. Last manager to last as long as Moisey has was Howard Kendall, believe it or not. Here's McFadden. Everton hungry for a fourth. Phil Neville's up there again. It'll be a corner.
Just couldn't get it out of his feet, could he, James McFadden? A great opportunity because Newcastle committed 1 or 2 bodies forward. Arteta, who's going over to take this corner. A great standing ovation from the fans at that end of the ground. What a great performance from him.
They do love him, Player of the Year last year. Oh, Simon Davis. Oh, whisker away from Simon Davis.
Well, you just wonder why and how he's managed to get this space on the edge of the box. Well, really, Newcastle players have gone to sleep a wee bit. It's a decent enough strike, isn't it? I mean, it's a snapshot, nothing more than that. But one or two players putting him under pressure.
Certainly getting about the situation there with Huntington. A player that's kind of fallen some way down the pecking order. Scott Parker. Martins. Patterson making a move. Parker. Hasn't really been Newcastle's day.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
Into 3 minutes of stoppage time. Imagine now it can't end soon enough for Newcastle. Here's Butt. Sobieski. Martins. To use Milner. Scott Parker.
David Moyes will be hoping that this can be a decent springboard for his side. He started the season very, very well, of course. 7 games unbeaten in the Premier League and had a little bit of blip in form, but been a decent Christmas for them so far. 2 wins and a draw.
Manchester City on Monday to come. Comfortably running through.
Glenn's got to pick his side up, Daniel, for a big game against Manchester United on New Year's Day. Not come any harder, really, does it? Alex Ferguson's side very much banging form. What to reflect on after this performance. His side have played quite well.
Beattie trying something ambitious there. Needs a goal, really. James Beattie needs a lift in confidence generally, I'd imagine, with the that he's been on the sidelines in recent times. What is that one, Beattie? Up for Scott Parker. Now has a suspension hanging over him after his booking. Parker. Patterson. Newcastle's resurgence halted now with these 2 defeats. Emre by Lescott. Well, it is a disappointing day for Newcastle. It looks like a comfortable victory for David Moyes' team, but they certainly had to battle for it. It's been an excellent Christmas period for them so far, 7 points out of 9. Phil Neville with his first goal for the club, putting a little gloss on the scoreline. Victor Anichebe have done most of the hard work with a goal in each half, doubling his career tally, but it all really turned at 1-0 when Newcastle were awarded a penalty and Obafemi Martins missed horribly. Should have wrestled Newcastle back into the game, but it wasn't their day. It certainly was Everton's. At full time here, Everton 3, Newcastle United 0.
You look back at the game and there were fair swathes of it where you were the dominant team.
Yeah, we was. People who weren't here, Newcastle United supporters, think, well, we've got a sound beating 3-0, and of course, you know, he looks like that's the way it was. But as you're, you know, keep intimating to me, it wasn't that sort of scoreline at all, and we go away empty-handed and very disappointed about that.
Well, David, couldn't have had a better end to 2006, really. Comfortable scoreline in the end.
It was a good result for us. You know, players done very well, an improving Newcastle team all the time. We knew it was going to be very hard. They done that, and you know, we got the goals at the right time. You know, they missed a penalty at a crucial time for them, and I think with Tim Howard, who had a fabulous save. You know, it was 1-0 as well. But I can't take anything away from the way our players played. You know, we scored 3 and maybe could have scored another couple.
As you intimate there, I mean, you didn't have it all your own way by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it was a terrific football game. Both teams tried to win it. Both teams had a go. There was some chances. There was some good play, and on the day it was Everton.
Apparently, David Moyes says you never even score in training.
No, that's the joke. I'm terrible, to be honest with you, in front of goal. But today it happened, and I'm on a run now.
So Everton beat Newcastle by 3-0 at Goodison Park.